The bustling streets of Dhaka were a symphony of sounds and colors. Rickshaw bells chimed, vendors called out their wares, and the air hummed with the energy of 1,000 conversations. Amidst this vibrant chaos, I found myself standing across from her at a street food stall, her eyes sparkling like the city lights reflecting in the Buriganga River. Time seemed to stop. She wore a simple blue salwar kameez, her head covered with a delicate dupatta. Her eyes, however, held a depth that drew me in like a moth to a flame. We exchanged a few shy words, the scent of cardamom tea and jalebis hanging in the air between us. In that moment, something shifted within me. Was it love? The days that followed were a blur. I couldn't shake off the memory of her smile, the sound of her laughter. I searched for her everywhere, hoping for another chance encounter. Friends told me I was being foolish, that what I felt was infatuation, not love, but I knew in my heart that this was different. This was a connection like no other. Love at first sight. It's a trope we encounter in countless stories, songs, and films. But is it real, or simply a figment of our romantic imaginations? The cynic in me wants to scoff at the notion, to dismiss it as a whimsical fantasy. Yet I can't deny the power of that initial spark, the undeniable pull towards another soul. Take, for instance, the story of my grandparents. Their eyes met across a crowded marketplace in rural Bangladesh. He, a young schoolteacher, she, the daughter of a farmer. Their families were from different backgrounds, their paths unlikely to cross, but in that instant, none of that mattered. They were drawn together by an invisible force. Their love story wasn't without its challenges. They faced resistance from their families, societal pressures, and the trials of life itself. But through it all, their love endured, a testament to the enduring power of that first spark. They built a life together, their love story a source of inspiration for generations to come. Science offers us a more grounded perspective on the phenomenon of love at first sight. Researchers suggest that what we experience as an instant connection is often a complex interplay of biological and psychological factors. Our brains are wired to respond to certain visual cues, symmetry, facial features, body language, that signal health, fertility, and good genes. Hormones like dopamine, norepinephrine, and serotonin flood our systems, creating feelings of euphoria, excitement, and attachment. We may be subconsciously drawn to individuals who remind us of past loves or possess traits that we find desirable in a partner. In essence, our brains are playing a sophisticated game of matchmaking even before we've consciously registered our attraction. However, science can only explain so much. It can't fully account for the mystery of human connection, the way two souls can recognize something special in each other in the blink of an eye. Perhaps there's an element of serendipity, a touch of magic that science can't quantify or explain. While the idea of love at first sight holds a certain allure, I've come to believe that true love is a slow burn, a gradual unfolding. It's about getting to know someone deeply, discovering their flaws and imperfections alongside their strengths. It's about shared experiences, laughter, tears, and the comfort of knowing that someone has your back, no matter what life throws your way. That's not to say that the initial spark isn't important. It can be the catalyst for something extraordinary, but it's merely the first chapter in a much longer, more nuanced story. Love, like a delicate flower, needs time to blossom. It requires nurturing, patience, and a willingness to embrace the journey with all its twists and turns. So, did I ever find that girl from the Dhaka street food stall? Perhaps that's a story for another time. But what I learned that day is that love can blossom in the most unexpected places, and sometimes all it takes is a single glance to set the heart racing.